And it's been a pleasure being associated with LedBy and seeing wonderful women out there working on themselves and enhancing their skill set. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the next 1 hour. We're going to be discussing a topic which I think is very exciting for all us women. Do you agree? If you agree, type yes in the chat box. So dressing up comes naturally to women, and it's something that you enjoy all the time. But what if you got to know how you can do it the right way to enhance your opportunities, using clothes as a resource and using it for the occasion that you are in, you can portray your confidence in the best manner possible. So just give me a moment. I will share my screen and we'll get started for today's exciting topic, which I'm sure you'll leave with a lot of lessons to learn. All right. Is my screen visible to everybody? Just as a rule, please make sure that if you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions that you have. You can put them in the chat. If we have time through the session, we'll take them, or at the end of the session. So please raise your hand if you have a question. Otherwise, you can put it in the chat as well. Asba and I will take them as and when we go through the topics. So a little about myself. I am based out of Mumbai. I'm a certified soft skills trainer and image consultant. I enable women to develop their personalities, develop their confidence, enhance their communication and appearances. So I look at it in terms of a holistic approach. We don't always focus on the appearance, but we also focus on your inner development. That is how you can naturally feel confident inside out. And my brand is called Eti Talk. You can find me on Instagram and on LinkedIn. Now, if you're going for a party, which one would you select? The cake which is on the left or on the right? You can put it in the chat. So somebody is saying right. Why would you select the right birthday cake? You mean the messy one or the left one? The white one or the brown one? The white red velvet or the brown one?
Actually, I'll go for white one. And why I chose right side was because I always go for right side. And I don't know why I don't go for left side, though. Okay. Women always prefer left side, and even our rituals say if we are going for wedding also, we sit on the left side of our groom, right?
Okay. Thank you, Simar, for your opinion. Thank you.
So Nuzhat, I just want to point it out that we are not able to see the slide. Second slide.
Okay.
We are seeing the first slide only right now.
Oh, okay. Let me share it again. One second.
Even I can see the slide. Maybe I thought that you didn't show the slide.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
is it visible now for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Asma. So now can you tell me which cake would you select?
Still, I'll go for right.
Okay, all right. What about the others? Which one would you select? The red one, okay. Red one. We are getting your mixed opinions over here. All right. So a lot of you are also saying the red velvet, the red one. Why is it that you would select this one? So we got one opinion from Simar. What about the others who are on the other side? Why would you select this one?
It's very appealing. It looks very neatly decorated, correct. You know, so it looks very hygienic as well. So whereas in the left
Okay.
one, it looks very messy. So we doubt
Hmm.
maybe it might taste good or no.
Okay. All right. So that's a very good thought. Thank you, Saida. There's somebody who's saying that it feels finished. It feels like there's some effort to it. It feels more professional. All right. So we'll come back to that. What about when you see the logo of Apple? What comes to your mind when you see Apple products? You can put it in the chat, or you can unmute as well. Looks more presentable. Okay. What else? Quality, well designed for the Apple logo or Apple products. Costly, yes, there's a price attached to it. It's a brand guarantee. Okay.
Value of money.
Value of money. Okay, so you're getting something which is going to enable you to do your work better. All right. All right, great. What about when high features is attractive and classy? Okay. What about when you see the Amazon logo? What is the feeling or what is the thought that comes to your mind?
Security.
Security.
Like nothing
Okay, what
can go
else?
wrong.
This
If anything goes
trust.
wrong also, they'll replace it. Yeah, trustworthy.
Absolutely. So you know that if you order something from Amazon, you will not be scammed most of the times. You will either get a refund if the product is bad. You know, there is that trust attached to it. What about Volvo? So if you see the car logo, what is the thought behind Volvo? How do they market themselves? I think Volvo is not very popular around in India, but it has good service, reliability, good mileage, and it's also known for its safety. Okay, so that's how they market themselves, that it is one of the safest cars around the world. Okay, so that's how they have branded themselves. But why are we looking out of all of this in today's session? Can anybody have an idea why we are discussing this?
Presentation, because you're gonna relate it there.
Absolutely. So we are drawn visually towards any product. Okay. Whether we admit it or not, that's how we humans are. And there's a reason behind that. So the reason behind this is that, you know, in the olden times, now we live in a very different world. We live in a civilized world. But in the olden times, if you weren't fast enough to make an impression or to judge the situation, you would have been the meal of a wild animal, right? In the olden times, that's how it was. Now it doesn't happen, but over the years, we have translated that into our impressions. So when we try and we look at people, we look at it in the sense that, do I want to be friends with this person? Can I connect with this person? This person, whether they are looking trustworthy or not. Do I want to hire this person? Does this person look like who will be somebody that will be good for the company? So if you are not presentable, if you are your personal brand and you're literally taking your brand every day, everywhere, and if you don't work on yourself in your appearances, because humans are visually drawn. So let's move on to the next slide. Now we try and we use clothing as a resource. As much as we say don't judge a book by its cover, that's generally what we do. And we are not judging. As I said earlier, we are trying to form an impression on someone, about somebody. We are trying to convince ourselves whether somebody is, you know, able to connect with us or not, or it's somebody that we can trust or not. So when we look at clothing or appearances, we look at our inner self
So sorry
along.
to interrupt, Nuzhat, but we are not able to see the slide. So I guess the
Okay,
slides are not
not
moving.
sure what's happening, but
Yeah. No, yeah,
okay.
now perfect. Yep, yep, yep.
I think it's not moving on the real time. So I'll just change that. All right. So we are trying to use clothing as a resource, not something which is the only sole thing that we are going to use. Your inner self is important along with your outer self. Now, when we look at image or an appearance, there are 4 factors involved in this. 4 things that are involved is how we see ourselves. So whether you are comfortable in yourself or not, in the mirror, whether you're looking at yourself with confidence or you're looking at yourself with pity. Second is how you dress and groom yourself, which means that whether you're wearing clothes as per the occasion, whether they are well tailored or not, whether you are taking that extra effort. You know, in the pandemic, there were a lot of people working in their pajamas, in their night dresses, and that really affected productivity. Can you tell me why? Working from home in
Yes.
your, yes, why?
I still work from home. Like, I have the privilege. So yes, you're absolutely right. If you're wearing your pajamas, if you're in shorts and in leisure wear, then you don't have that concentration. You don't have that energy to perform good. So definitely your mental intellect, your that time, what sort of mind frame you're going through, what clothes you're wearing, they really affects. And similarly, if you're working from home or you're working from office, that also affects your productivity. Like, once you are at home, you are at ease, right? You're sitting anywhere, in your room, your drawing room, on your couch or on your bed. But if you're in office, then you are totally there, right?
That's another discussion. Let's keep that for later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
but
sure.
absolutely. You're right on that, Simran. The clothes that we're wearing, and some people have put in the chat also that, you know, the way you approach, your approach changes. Because in our mindset, when we are in our sleep clothes or when we are in our casual clothes, we feel more relaxed. And, you know, there's a different mindset that we have. And when you dress up and you go, you're dressing for the occasion. Now, when you go to a wedding, you'll not go in your night clothes. You will make sure that you're dressed up, right? So in similar way, you have to make sure that every occasion, now a professional image is something that is every single day. It is not only on the day of the interview that you're going, you're wearing your formal suit and going, and after that you're going to go casually. That's not how it works. If you want to go up the ladder, you have to show your professional image every single day. So the key is the consistency that you maintain with having your personality. Okay, so it's not that when you have an important meeting, you dress up and go, and the rest of the days, people will not take you seriously. If they look at you coming casually 99% of the times and 1% you're dressed, that's how you will look like, that you're not committed. You feel that only that important meeting is important, whereas other days are just casual days. That's how you will be looked at. So when we talk, we look into more details that come up. But right now, this is the image cycle. So the way we dress and groom. So when we talk about grooming, there are lots of other factors like your skin. Skin is the most important part of your body, right? And which we often ignore. And other things like, you know, your hair, whether they are neatly done or not, what kind of color you've used. If you work in a corporate and you've got hair, red and orange hair, it's generally not accepted. That may be your personality. That's absolutely fine. But you also have to relate to what work you are doing and how you can tone that down for the work accordingly. There's nothing wrong in doing that, but make sure that you're dressing as per your job and responsibilities. Now, imagine that you go to a doctor and he's supposed to be, well, like he or she is supposed to be one of the most best doctors in the country. And you go and you meet this person, and this person is in like shorts and t-shirts or in very casual clothes. What's the first thing that will come to your mind? A very big surgeon.
Yeah,
Yes,
of course, I'll feel that he's not serious, and I'll be doubtful whether I should go for my treatment with this doctor or not. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as Azba said as well, am I in the right place or not? Because when we look at doctors, we expect them to be of a certain, it's a serious job, or it's a very dedicated job that requires people's dealing with people's lives, right? So it's very important the way you dress for the job. So we may all not be doctors, but whatever job you're doing is important in its sense. You have a responsibility that you've been given. So the way you dress and groom will make you feel. So we talked about being in your pajamas. It's also the way you think. Like if I'm casually dressed, I'll feel like, okay, maybe I don't want to do this right now. I might go and take a nap. But if I'm wearing my shirt and trousers, even if I'm at home, I'll be like, no, it's going to get wrinkled. I have to finish my work. So there's a bit of seriousness to it. And it also makes you feel like the way you are behaving. So that translates into your behavior, is also how others see us and react or respond. So, you know how the day you're dressed and you get compliments from people, because they feel like you've taken that extra effort. You feel like, okay, this person is more dedicated. So now before we move on, there's a little quiz that I would like you all to do. It has about 16 questions. I want you to select any one of the options in each of the questions. Don't think too much. Whatever comes to your mind, the first thing that comes to your mind, just select it. And there are 2 slides now. So when you're done with this slide, let me know. So write question number 1, whatever you have selected, sometimes, always, most of the times. And later on, we'll do the marking. So let's begin. Is everybody ready with a pen and paper? Don't think too much. Just whatever comes to your mind, the first thing, just write it down. If you have any query, please ask me. I can answer it for you regarding any of the questions that we are doing right now.
Hello, ma'am.
Done? Okay. Is everybody done? Can I change the slide? Okay. Just give me. Can you view the next slide? No? Okay.
No.
Error to that. All right, no problem. Now,
Ma'am, can you please share the last slide just 1 second, please?
what I will do is I'll let everybody finish this and then I'll go back in case there is more people who've not done it. Then I'll give them the scoring and I'll go back to the first slide.
Okay, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. I have one question.
Yes.
Can I ask?
Yes, go ahead, no problem.
I'm inspiring. I know, okay, I'm inspiring other people's by wearing, a casual outfit, whatever it is. I know I'm inspiring, but I'm surrounded with such environment. Like, well, people won't accept that your environment was, your clothing was, your appearance was so inspiring. So what they'll they'll start demotivating me that you are not looking good. This is so old fashioned. This is not. But I style according to my comfort that and occasion. But they will demotivate me like no, this is not okay. This is no. You are looking this. You are looking like monkey. This and that. So how to deal with that, ma'am?
See, Munawra, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Munawra, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what happens is we cannot control the people around us. You know, there will always be somebody who is not pleased with us. Best thing you can do is ignore them. There is nothing that we can do to change their mind and perception. If you are comfortable in something and you feel that you look good, genuinely ask yourself, look at yourself in the mirror with an open mind. Is this suiting my body type? Is it looking good on me? Am I wearing this to please somebody or I'm wearing this to please myself? Okay. And when you ask these important questions to yourself, you will realize that when you start dressing up for yourself, your comfort as per your body type, you will automatically feel confident. We cannot please everybody around us. There'll always be one person who will come and tell you something. Okay, so the best thing you can do is ignore. If they persist, if there's somebody in the house, then say that I feel comfortable, deal with it assertively. And if it is a stranger, there will be times that people will come and tell you, you know, in India, you get a lot of free advice. Free में सब चीजें मिल जाती है, advice मिल जाती है. So ignore कर दो आप उसको, ठीक है? And if you would like to discuss this further, we can take it at the end of the session. I can tell you how you can assertively deal with this. Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. So is everybody done with this one?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just tell this how to do the scoring. Now, for all the questions that you have either chosen one of the three options. So for each question that you've chosen the first option, your score will be 1. Okay. So for example, you chose in question number 9, you chose most of the times. If you chose sometimes, it will be 2. And if you chose rarely, it will be 3. So for each question, 1, 2, or 3, whatever you have selected, your score for that question will be 1, 2, or 3. In this way, you will do it for all the questions and then you add up. After you add up, I will show you what is your image quotient. Is everybody clear on this one?
Yes.
Could you repeat that, please? How to score?
Sure. So for each question, if you've selected option number 1, that will be 1 point. If you've chosen option number 2, it will be 2. If you've chosen option number 3, your score will be 3. So similarly, you'll do for all the questions depending on what you have chosen, and you will write your scoring, you will add it up for all questions. So I will go back to slide number 1 in case you want to see what you've selected. 1 second. And I think somebody wanted to see slide 1 as well. Is everybody done with slide 1 scoring?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just a second, I'll change the slide. Now you can score 9 to 16. Now, once you've done the scoring, you can add up your total for all the questions. You don't need to share the score with anybody. It's for your self-assessment. And we'll discuss which one it is. Yes, Namra, it is 1 point for option 1, 2 for option 2, and 3 for option 3. Correct. You don't need to share the scores with anybody. It's for your self-assessment. Is everybody done? So now I'll take you to the slide of the scoring. So if your score is between 39 to 48, you have a very high image quotient, which means that you're confident in yourself and you're doing very well. So congratulations. If you feel that you're between 27 to 38, which is average, there may be some gap areas that you can work on and improve in terms of your image, that is inner and outer. And if it is 16 to 26, then you have a very low image quotient, and I would highly recommend that you work one-on-one with a professional. I will be sharing my offerings at the end of the session, so stay tuned till the end to know how you can enhance your image quotient. Is everybody done by looking at the results where you're standing with the image? Yes? All right. Now, this is a very popular way of, it's a popular communication theory that we use in terms of explaining how important our communications are. So, we form an impression within a very short time. Can you guess how much time do we take to form an impression about somebody?
First 5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about the others? Thank you, Tanzil, for your answer. Fraction of seconds, first 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, 5 to 6. So there's a variation between seconds to minutes. However, it takes only 5 to 7 seconds for us to form an impression, which is, by the way, even before you've spoken a word. So somebody has already formed an impression. So whenever we give trainings for interview skills, we always tell people that it's the way, even how you walk into the room. It's the moment you enter the building, whether you're interacting with the receptionist, the security guy, everything matters. Okay. So the way you address, how confident, whether your shoulders are straight or not, how you're sitting, you're standing, everything counts in your professional appearance and even in your everyday life. Correct? So we, as visually, when we saw in the starting, we look at people in a cumulative way. It is not only the words that we are saying. So our body language can include 11 different types of aspects or parameters that we count. That's a very big topic to cover, but for right now, relevant to our topic right now is for you to remember that 55% of your body language counts in your communications. 38% for your vocal. When we were kids, we had to ask for permission from our parents. What would we do? Can you remember what would you do when you had to ask for permission?
Yes, I used to butter my parents if I had to ask them something. Yes. As
And
kids,
what,
yes.
yeah, what would you do when you had to, you would see for the right moment, correct? Whether they are in
The
a good
mood.
mood.
Yeah.
Yes. How would you know that? By body language, right? With the way they were sitting, the way they were moving around. That's how we unintentionally do it. Innocent face banake. So you use it in both the ways, seeing their mood and changing your facial expressions also. So your facial expressions is also a part of your body language. The way you're moving your hands, legs, all of those things are body language. The way you shake your hands with somebody. Vocal is 38% and 7% is your verbal communication, which means the words that you're saying. That does not mean that you say anything to anybody, but make sure that you're not ignoring this very important aspect of body language. Now we're going to look at some of the professional appearances in various industries. If the industry that you're working is not included over here in the next few slides, we can take your questions at the end of the session. I have tried and covered most of the industries that I thought would be relevant to today's session. So in corporate, because a lot of people are working in corporate generally who are associated with LedBy, general acceptable way of dressing would be your tailored suits and dresses. You don't need to wear suits every day, but if you have a presentation or if you're managing a team and you have a team meeting, it's good to wear tailored suits. Now, the science behind that is the amount of layers or the collars enhances your superiority. Okay, so if you had a parent working, I want you to think how your parents went to work. So if, for example, your dad was working in a company, which was a corporate or a government, whatever it was, how would they go to work? Or if how would your teachers come to school? They would be dressed in a certain way. So how we are expecting people to be dressed, but also what is comfortable and relatable to your workplace. So in corporate, generally you don't wear too many bright colors. You can include it. So if you're wearing a top which is orange, you pair it with a black pair of trousers. So you tone it down. If you're in the creative industry, so advertising, media, that involves a very different work environment. So you can choose, so something like, if you're looking for modest wear, you can choose a long skirt along with this top or shirt. And to make it formal, you can even add a blazer to a long skirt, which will then elevate the level, the authority that you're having. So this is how you can have some of the outfits ready for your industry. We will look more into detail in the next few slides, how you can mix and match. Now, IT software development, you can, if you're into IT, then, if you have a lot of moving around, depending on what kind of engineer you are, then you will, wear more comfortable clothes. You can wear a pair of sneakers also, along with your formal trousers. So it will be business casual then. Healthcare, of course, we know that you're wearing scrubs or you're wearing your coat, or if you're in the lab, you have to be dressed accordingly. If you're wearing the hijab to work, make sure that you properly pin it or wear a material which is comfortable throughout the day and it does not feel irritating. So go for natural fabrics as much as possible. If you're wearing cotton and all, make sure it's ironed. Get a proper pin. Nowadays, you get this. This is something that I'm wearing, which is called the magnetic hijab pin. So you don't get holes into your scarves, and it keeps the scarf in place. So it does not look messy, and you're also comfortable at work. Now, as a teacher, we've seen a lot of our teachers, wearing crisp cotton saris or beautiful cotton dresses. That's how we expect. We see that authority in teachers, right? So make sure that you're wearing well-ironed clothes, irrespective of any of the industry you're in or what job you're doing. Make sure your clothes are well tailored. They are ironed. They are fitted as per your size. Dress as per your body type. If it looks good on somebody else, does not mean that it will look good on you as well. Always focus on quality versus quantity. It's okay to repeat outfits. Okay, so remember that whenever you're buying a piece of clothing, there should be two things that you can match it with in your wardrobe. Okay, so for example, if you're buying a pair of trousers, do you already have two tops in your wardrobe that you can pair it with? Buy good quality trousers which will last you a long time. I have trousers which are, I think, almost 10 years old and they're still in good condition because they were like an investment. So start looking at your appearance and your wardrobe as an investment. You know, when we talk about investment, we always think something very big. Investment is like buying a house, something which will last you. So why don't you look at your appearance and your wardrobe in the same way? The clothes that you buy, quality clothes, educate yourself about the fabrics that you're buying. I am not a fan of online shopping, but with the convenience that it comes with, I'm sure a lot of us opt for it. So whenever, even when you're shopping online, read the materials. You know, if you go into the details of the dress, don't just buy it by what it looks like. Read the, nowadays we get a lot of blends. So it may be cotton plus something else or linen plus something else. Even look at the amount of maintenance that you're spending on it. So if something requires a lot of maintenance, hand washing, laundry care, ironing, which may not be practical for your life. So buy according to your needs and requirements. Now, if you're in the retail industry, you know how important your appearance matters. If you are, especially in a high end. So when you go to stores like Zara, Mango, Zara especially, or the luxury ends like Louis Vuitton, just if you're not somebody who's buying, but I just want you to see those stores, the way their customer, their staff is dressed, because they intend to get those kind of customers, but they are dressed to the T. And so that really shows that the kind of work that you're doing is, you have to dress as per that. Now, if you're in the government sector, then, you know, you are approached in a different way. The government has a certain way of dressing, you know, so you will be dressed more in, like, say, cottons, or that's the acceptable way of dressing around in India. But always make sure that you're neatly groomed. If you're in a non-profit also. Now, I have also worked in with the non-profit organizations, and be approachable. So there is, because they're dealing with a different clientele. Like they go, you know, even when I worked with the underprivileged kids, I used to go to BMC schools, or, you know, the municipality schools that I've gone. So I would be dressed very differently. Like you, I wouldn't go in a suit over there. I wouldn't be able to connect with those children, and those children would feel intimidated by me, that somebody's coming in a suit to teach us in a municipality school. They would never listen beyond my clothes. I had to connect with them. So I would wear a kurti and a smart pair of, like, cotton trousers, which makes them more reciprocated towards me. They don't feel intimidated by me, right? They feel like I'm one of them. So in the same way, you have to dress as per your industry so that you blend in well. Now, I might want you all to save this if you want to keep this as an example for yourself, or note down the points that I'm going to share. So the most important thing about your wardrobe is, the best way is to keep it simple. Don't have too many things, which are, you know, 80% of our clothes are unused. We generally end up using only 20% of our clothes, is because we don't plan it well. So now let me take you through this slide. So on the left side, you see there's a purple skirt and a white shirt. So if you're wearing a hijab, I've put a hijab which is cream and purple. Okay, so now this same hijab, you can also wear it with the lady wearing the white dress with the purple flowers. So you've got two things that you can wear it with. Okay, now that same white scarf and purple scarf, you can also wear it with these trousers. Okay, so the second one next to the skirt is a pair of trousers. Now this trousers, you can also pair it with the white shirt. Now you got two outfits. The center one you see is the skirt. Okay, now this is just an example to give you an idea of the color combinations that you can have. Now this brown skirt, you can also wear it with your white shirt, correct? Okay, and then have a basic pair of shoes. Now, when you open your cupboard and arrange it according to color wise, you will see there's a pattern in your cupboard. When I arranged my wardrobe as per color wise, I saw there were too many beige and too much of green. So now what will I do? I will buy my accessories accordingly. That means that I need a pair of beige shoes. I need a beige bag because it will go with most of my clothes. Black is something that you can have which goes again. Gray is something which will blend in well. So don't buy too much. Buy basic, good quality items which will last you longer. Have a nice watch if you're used to wearing a watch. One bangle, not too much jewelry at work. A basic ring. So this will keep you neat and put together. Okay. Now, if you see my picture in this one, the jeans and the white shirt that I have. Now, this, I think, shirt, I bought it 2 or 3 years ago and I've used it numerous times and I've mixed it and matched it with black trouser, white trouser, not with a white trouser, sorry, black, gray, and my denims. So I have only 2 pair of denims. I don't have a lot. That's because of my use. I don't prefer wearing denims. So that's not something that I will keep too many. I mix and match it. Now this maroon scarf is something which already goes with other 2 of my outfits. So I pair it with that. I have the maroon pair of shoes because I have 2 other outfits that I can pair it with. Now this white shirt, white. So there are some basics that you should have in your wardrobe, which is your black, white, blue, and gray. So you see in your wardrobe which are the tops that you have. You might want to sit down one day and remove everything out and actually what you don't use, give it away. If you haven't worn it for 6 months, excluding your heavy clothes, you know, like the shadi wear is something that you might not use it often. So put it away into a bag. Don't keep it in your everyday wardrobe. Okay. Keep some outfits. Now, even the one at the end, if you see, is a nice formal outfit at the right, extreme right corner, the blue kurta that is there. You can wear that to work. It's comfortable. You can again pair it with different trousers. So depending on whether you wear Indian or Western, whatever is your comfort, you can do the same for your Indian wear also. So for my Indian wear, I usually just buy kurtis and I pair it with like a pair of white or beige trousers. And my formal trousers also I pair with my kurtis because it gives a nice finished look rather than wearing leggings. Leggings, reserve it for more casual wear. Leggings is not something which is very professional. So if you're wearing it with like a long anarkali, it's fine. But if it's a shorter kurta, then pair it with a pair of trousers. That looks more refined. Then if you see at the bottom, those bottom left, you will see beige color shoes. Now these are called loafers or ballerinas, which are closed-toed. These give a much more finished and a refined look. Whenever you wear to work, wear closed shoes. That gives a better look and a much finished look to your complete outfit. If you're wearing slippers or sandals, always make sure. Now, this is a part of your grooming, and I see this mistake a lot. If you have used nail paint and it's chipped, use a nail polish remover and remove it out. Don't wait for it to go on its own. because that leaves a very bad impression. If your feet are not clean, get a pedicure done, or you can easily order a stone which you can scrub your feet with, do it at home, soak your leg in like sea salt and vinegar or something, and all that hard skin will come out. Small parts of your grooming, but very, very important. Cracked feet, dirty feet, these are all signs of unprofessional image. So make sure that you're even getting down to the basic things. I'll just change the slide now. Now, this is an example. I know some of these pieces might not be modest wear, but I just wanted to give you an idea of mixing and matching your outfits. So a cluster wardrobe is a concept wherein you don't have a lot of clothes, but you have some basics. Now you'll see there's a pair of white trousers, there's a pair of gray trousers, a white top, which you can mix and match with different things. There's just 2 pair of shoes. That's it. So you don't need a lot for your professional image also. This is something that, one second. I think I have a question over here. I will take 1 or 2 questions. Meanwhile, you can have a look at the cluster wardrobe, how it has been mixed and matched. Okay, so Ikra says, I'm a government teacher, but किसी को पता नहीं चलता मुझे देखकर कि मैं टीचर हूँ. वो मुझे कॉलेज गोइंग गर्ल ही समझते हैं, जबकि मैं प्रॉपर ड्रेस में जाती हूँ. What should I do like to look like a teacher? Okay, so Ikra, this is a very relevant question because I face the same thing. I'm in my 30s now, but people still think I have an 8-year-old son, and people think. So some people their body frame is such. So what I do is to look more professional. I always dress, in a way which is as per the occasion. So absolutely, that's a compliment, Ikra. You will realize that eventually. But coming back to your question, what you can do is you can make sure you wear well-tailored clothes. Okay. I'm assuming that you're a petite person. So don't go for too many loud prints. Go for color blocks, which is plain outfits. And pair it with similar, don't put too many colors, because what that makes you look is smaller. If you're wearing a hijab, make sure that you're wearing it in a proper pinned way. Okay. Carry a handbag instead of maybe a backpack. Maybe that will make you shift to a more professional image. The kind of shoes that you're wearing, like I showed those closed-toed shoes, they add authority. Okay. Even the kurtas that you're wearing, make sure they are plain colored or a darker color. That will add authority to your look. The hijab that you're wearing is properly pinned, so it gives a more authority. Generally, okay, so I think that should answer your question. I will talk more about it at the end of the session if you have more questions. Ikra, does that answer your question? Okay. So this is an example of a cluster wardrobe. You can, this is just to give you an idea of the colors that you can mix and match. Now, for anyone who is looking at this feels very complicated, I have a module which is exactly you will work one-on-one with me. It's a absolutely customized way which we will go into every detail, and I will do all this work for you. So if you are interested in this, get in touch with me at the end of this session. I do very, very limited spots for this because it takes up a lot of time and effort. Everything will be done online. So don't worry about where you are and where I am. We can easily work this out. And my clients have had a very, very positive feedback for this particular session. Okay. So now moving on to our skincare. Now, how many of you are excited to hear about skincare? Type me in the chat. We'll be taking the questions at the end of the session since we are nearing the end. So if you have any questions, please hold on to it. Or Azba, maybe if you can take note of it, we do not miss out any of the questions. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your feedback. So I'm excited as well. Skincare is, I think, under and overestimated. I can say in both ways. Overestimated with, we feel overwhelmed with a lot of products that are there in the market. We don't know which one to use and how to use. So I have personally kept it very, very simple. Okay, I've added maybe more options over here for anybody who wants to do this, has the time and patience for it. My personal skincare routine is a normal face wash, moisturizer, a sunblock. Okay. And on occasions, I use makeup. I don't use makeup every day. It's only sometimes that I use makeup. If you have any skin issues, now I'll tell you my personal experience with dermatology has been really, really good. I'll tell you why. When I was in college, I think it was my last year of college. So my acne had gone completely bad. Like I had so much acne on my face that I had to keep a face wash in my locker, and I had to wash my face at least 4 to 5 times in a day, which was bad. And I think there's not enough awareness because we think it's that age and it will go away. So I see a lot of people now, even in their 30s, and that affects your confidence. Let's be honest. When you have acne and it is a problem like any other disease that you have, your face is important, your skin is important. You need to, whether it is for others or not, okay? Makeup is a way to make you feel more better, but that's not something that I recommend. If you have acne or any other skin issues, go to a proper dermatologist. Get your skin tested. Why is it happening? Is it your diet? Is it something? Because people have food allergies and they don't realize. So I did my skin treatment at the age of 19, and it's been more than 16 years that I've done the treatment. And I can tell you it's been the best investment of my life. My sister, who's almost, I think she's 3 years older than me, she didn't do her skin treatment at that time. And in her 30s, she realized that she has to do it because she had acne till her 30s. So there are some people who may not be blessed with good skin. Okay, but your aim should be to have naturally a healthy skin. Now, these are outside factors that you do. Your cleansing, toning, moisturizing, protection, and all of that. You buy the best products, but if inside you're feeding yourself bad products like sodas, junk food, chips, Pepsi, all of that, that's not going to work. So even if you buy a cream for 10,000 rupees, it's not going to work. So you fix your diet. And when I say diet, I don't mean that you eliminate anything from your diet. Eat well, eat ghar ka khana, your normal dal, chawal, or whatever you like. Home cooked food, simple food, easy to digest. And that will automatically reflect in your feeling good, in your confidence. Okay, this is something which people don't talk about in your appearance. So if you're feeling good from inside, it will automatically show in your body language and your skin and your face. Okay, there can be times that I do still get 1 or 2 pimples here and there. I don't have perfect skin, but I can say that I can confidently walk out any day without makeup or I can walk without makeup. So that should be your aim. So if you are in your 20s today, it's the best time to start. Never step out of the house without a moisturizer and a sunblock. These are basic things that you can do. Exfoliation is like the scrub that you can use or a face mask that you can do once or twice a week just to remove the dead cells, and a little bit of massage that you can do for your skin. Very basic things, nothing which is complicated. Now, there are a lot of products, they may be good, but the ones that I have personally tried over the years, I have listed them out here. So you can check it out for yourself or go to a dermatologist if you have skin issues. So get it treated. Don't try those ghar ka nuskas like multani mitti and all. I had a reaction with that. So even when it may work for people, I used to do that at one point. But then I realized that the ones that you buy from the market, there's already so much chemicals added to that also sometimes. So until unless you're getting it, you're making the chane ka atta and all of that at home, it's not the best way to treat your skin if you have an issue. Now, having said that, do what works for you, okay? Don't listen to random people on like Instagram or whatever it is. Like I scroll and I see so many things and I'm like, no, this isn't going to work for me. There are people who will use 10 products also. And when you go to a shop to buy, people will push you to buy also, but you have to know whether you're going to use it or not. So even when I go to like a dermatologist, like for clean up or my facial, they'll be like, buy this product, ma'am, ये बहुत अच्छा है, ये आपके pores के लिए अच्छा है, ये आप सुबह में लगाओ या आप रात में लगाओ. And I know I'm not going to do that, so I don't buy those. Okay, because I know my routine, I know my schedule, my commitment towards my skincare is 3 products is what I can do. Okay, so always do that. Do a patch test if you have to. And consistency again of a year is important. You have to do this regularly. Every single day, you don't step out of the house without your moisturizer and your sunblock. Okay, so invest in good products within your budget. Whatever is your budget, the best of what you can buy today. Now, coming to our makeup. I know on YouTube, you will see a lot of things like contouring, concealer, ye lagana hai, wo lagana hai. If you like to do it, go ahead with that. Basic things is what you need is to clean and moisturize your skin. A primer. I generally use a moisturizer and I directly put my foundation because I don't have a lot of skin issues. So I basically just use a moisturizer, a foundation, and a compact. That's it. I don't use anything else. Depending on what your requirement is. There are brands like Sephora and even at Shoppers Stop. So if you have never used makeup in your life and you're wondering what foundation shade to buy, go and do a makeup test. They do it for you. There are ladies who will apply it on your face then and there. They'll see what your skin type is like. They'll recommend you products. Okay. Go and do like a complete makeup thing with them. They'll apply and they'll show it to you on your skin. Never buy makeup online, especially your foundation, because you don't know how that will look on your skin. So go take the time out and try it out and then buy it. Now, there's been BB and CC creams. These are optional. So you either use a foundation or you use a BB cream. What I do personally is I mix them sometimes if foundation is very heavy. So if I'm using it for the day, I mix my foundation and a BB cream. Okay, so that's sometimes that I do. Like, if I want a very light, natural look. Foundation gives a more heavier look, so you can reserve that for like the evenings, if you're going for a party or a wedding or something. Then there are things like a concealer if you have dark circles. This is something that I started using in my 30s after I started getting dark circles. But this again is, there are some color rules applied to that. So go and get a makeup test done in a proper store. They'll tell you which concealer will look good. They'll put it for you and show it to you. Setting powder is something that I use not every time. But you can, that's again optional. What you can do is buy one product at a time. So when I was in college and I didn't have makeup, so we didn't have the budget to buy expensive products and I wanted to get MAC at that time. So I used to save up and buy one thing every month. And when you're using an eyeliner, what I have personally noticed is a gel liner works better than a liquid liner, which stays through the day and doesn't smudge. So a pencil liner and a liquid liner may smudge, but a gel liner, you will have to remove it with a makeup remover. Then only it will come out. Because at the end of the day, sometimes in summer, you see that, your eyeliner has smudged. So that is something that you can consider buying. Like gel liner may be a little more expensive than the other liners, but it's a good investment. And blush is again something that I don't use on a regular basis. It's again something that I use occasionally. Lips, again, buy a good lip balm, which will keep your lips hydrated, and a lipstick which matches with your skin tone. Sometimes I see people wearing a brown, or which makes them look much darker. Color analysis is again something that I do, but it's a very in-depth personalized topic. So we can consider that for later. So I think that's the end of our session, and we can open the floor for more questions from everybody.
Okay, so we would suggest that if you have any questions, you can just raise your hands and we can take your questions one by one. So Nuzhat, the very first question we have in our chat box is, I am a young professor while my clothes are liked by my students, but my colleagues get intimidated. How do I deal with this?
All right. So that is your colleague's problem. First of all, I have answered this in the earlier thing. It's maybe because out of jealousy or insecurity that they are saying things like this, that if you feel confident and you feel comfortable, as I said earlier, dress for yourself as per your body type or what you want to be comfortable in. Okay. Keeping in mind the work environment that you are in. People will keep saying things. So just ignore. That's the best thing that you can do. That's all what I would say for this question.
So Nuzhat, another question we have, please let Shaista know how can someone make up with ethnic wear with dupatta in corporate sector if one is not comfortable in suits?
Okay. So you can wear some really nice, and I had put it on the slide as well. So there were some kurtas. What you can do is whenever you're wearing a dupatta, make sure you've pinned it. Okay. That adds a bit of formality and authority to it. Okay. So don't keep it casually like aise, gali mein laga diya hai. Make sure it's pinned or it's in a way that looks it's draped well. And that is the key to looking formal, even if you're wearing suits. And if you wear saris also, you can wear sari blouse with collar. Chinese collar hai ya proper collar hai. A lot of women do that for authority, because collar is something which adds authority. You can buy, instead of buying floral prints, what you can, I think this would also answer Ikra's question, that how do I add authority? What you can do is buy geometric patterns. Geometrics is like triangles, or, I'm pretty sure everybody understands what's geometric patterns, but something which is not floral, because when we see floral, in our mind, it's something which is very casual or breezy. So if you buy geometric patterns or color blocks, so something which, maybe a plain kurta, which just work on your, say, sleeves or at the bottom with a little bit of lace. That's it. So not too much of work on your clothes. That will add authority. Even if you're wearing your Indian wear, absolutely fine.
So Nuzhat,
Ma'am,
Yes.
I have a doubt. May
I'm
I ask?
sorry?
May I ask?
Yes. Yes, go ahead.
I have a doubt about the visual appearance because my hair is like wavy and curly. So
Okay.
many of the meeting I say other participants with their hair straight, smoothly. So my doubt is there is any change my hair structure.
So you can check in the salons, but there's the keratin treatment and all, which I personally, there's been a lot of negative reviews about it, like somebody had a kidney failure after that. So I don't know, like the less amount of chemicals that you put in your body, it's the best. Curly hair, yes, rightly said, Shaista, is unique. What you can do is, I know a lot of women who have curly hair and they are very proud of it. So what you can do is style it a little differently. There are some ways, because I know 2 or 3 friends whose kids have curly hair and they really put a lot of effort behind it. You can maybe add a little bit of conditioning to it, which helps it stay. Okay. So there are a lot of YouTube videos, or again, consult a dermatologist for, healthier hair so that they don't get frizzy. Keep them well conditioned and they will stay in place, or style them differently. A lot of YouTube videos, I'm sure you'll find somebody for that. But don't go under the
Thank
pressure.
you, ma'am.
So
All right.
Nusrat, next
Yes.
question will be Niqabis does not have many options to choose from when we
Hmm.
attend professional events. At
Hmm.
corporates, often I feel like I'm the odd one out. How should I
Hmm.
dress myself to make it look more formal? It's from Azra.
Okay. So thank you for your question. So you're a Naqabi, right? What you can do is play around with your abayas. So when you're going for, say, an event, don't wear something which is too flowy. Okay. So maybe go for sleeves which are straight cut, and even your abaya is straight cut, not something which will show your figure, but it's not too bulky also. And the material that you use, or the fabric that you use for your abaya, is more important. Like if you're going for an abaya for a formal event, make sure it has it may be chiffon, like the dupatta that you're using, so it's flowy and it doesn't feel stiff. Okay. And buy abayas of good quality. So again, polyester mix or whichever is the best that you can buy for your, which gives a very sleek look. Okay. It's not something which is looking out of proportion also, but it's covering your body decently. And you can also add a blazer if you want, if that's something which you want to add authority, or you want to add a little bit of formality. You can wear a blazer, and accordingly you can dress up. Yes.
Bye.
Husband.
Okay. Hi, I'm Paiman. I work in a corporate
Mhm.
and I wear hijab. I don't buy separate hijabs. What I do is I mostly wear cotton dresses. So I make hijab out of the dupatta that comes with the sets. And
Okay.
I only wear suits. I mean, the dress suits, the suits made out of the dress materials, or the anarkalis. That's it. Now, there are some occasions in the team where they say, okay, all people will wear either a business suit, or they'll wear, could be sleeveless, or they'll wear skirts, or they'll wear something which is, in common with everyone, which sometimes I don't wear. Like I always wear full sleeves. So, or I don't wear short tops. My tops are little longer, lower than my knees. So, there was a moment when I initially used to feel out of place, left out. But sometimes I felt that that confidence has to come in me, that I am comfortable with what I am wearing. So, any more inputs from your side to make me feel more comfortable and not left out of the group?
Okay, so I think that's a good thing that you've accepted yourself, because along with the professionalism, we also have to maintain our modesty. Like you're saying, the kind of tops that you're wearing. I would highly recommend you do a one-on-one with me, because there's a lot more that I can share with you. Because that's something I have faced too. Like as a trainer, I will maybe be the only hijabi in the room. Okay. I have
Mhm.
senior level trainings, both like CEOs and all of that. And I've been like the only hijabi, or even the only Muslim in the whole room. So I
Mhm.
know how intimidating that can feel. But until and unless you are confident in yourself, and you really have to listen to yourself. Are you
Yeah, I'm
comfortable?
very confident. I am very comfortable.
Mm.
Yeah, I am. There are many, I guess, who have started wearing hijab to office after looking at me. So,
That's wonderful.
otherwise, Otherwise, they used to come to office with their burqas and then they used to remove it off in the
Yeah,
office. But
yeah,
since
yeah,
they used to
yeah.
continue wearing hijab, and Alhamdulillah, there are quite a few who started off. But there are sometimes, these occasions that come where it could be, example, a Diwali, where they all want to wear saris, and I don't wear saris, don't feel comfortable with them. Or it could be Christmas, where they all want to wear sleeveless gowns or something, anything, these kind of occasions where they want to celebrate. These are the moments where I don't want to feel out of the group. So that's why I was like, talking about those
Do you
specific occasions.
want to dress up for the event? Is the question. Are you asking yourself whether you want to dress up? Maybe not in a sleeveless, but dress up for the occasion in a different way.
Yeah, and then what happens is everybody is like, example, in the same set of things. They go buy the same from the same shop. The female group, you can say. So that those times, or they all want to wear saris, and I don't feel comfortable. So those occasions is where I
Yeah,
was
I would
referring to.
definitely recommend you drop me an email. I'll give
Sure.
you the details of my lookbook module, which is you work one-on-one with me, and I design a specific one. So we can go into more details regarding that, because I can then
Sure.
exactly show you and send you links of what you can wear, how you mix it and match it. And you will, then they will start looking at you like, wow, even though you're dressed modestly, you don't have to be, dressed like them. You can also be modestly dressed and very nicely dressed. It can
Correct.
both
Yeah,
be
yeah,
balanced in
yeah,
the same. So that's
yeah.
my email
And it
address
is
on the screen.
sure. I've noted it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thank
daily wise, I mean, it's no issues. It's
Mm.
only during these occasions where there's a celebration and those
I
times I
understand.
was referring
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
We can discuss
I'll
that.
definitely get in touch with you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for your question. Yes, next question.
Yeah, so
Yes,
Nuzhat,
absolutely. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. So the next question is, nowadays finding long sleeve kurtis is hard. I wear black sleeves under my dresses extra. So does this affect my image?
Okay. So there are two things regarding this. It's depending on what kind of environment. Like, are you feeling uncomfortable because, maybe you're working in an environment where there may not be AC 24/7, or you have to travel and go, and that's making you uncomfortable. So you can get your outfits stitched. That's one option. Second option is, again, if you work with me one-on-one, I can easily give you 10 options 10 brands where you can get full sleeve and you don't need to wear extra sleeves. There's also options where you can wear detachable sleeves. So if your outfit is sleeveless, there's like a glove like sleeves which comes.
Yeah,
So
that's what I wear, in black.
yeah,
But then, sometimes the color are different for the
it
costume.
doesn't look good.
It's
It doesn't.
yeah,
Yeah,
I sometimes feel it's not going with it, but now I'm a person like I want to carry modestly, so I don't want to
yeah,
have those.
I
If
totally
this
get it.
3/4 sleeve
So
also, I feel very uncomfortable. And
I
again,
would
in office, I
recommend you get
have
in touch with me.
Muslim
Yeah,
people, and under
yeah,
I could say like they're Muslims, but they go with the modern attires and they're completely okay with it. So people when they see me and when they see them, so I could see that there's a perception in them like why is she like this and why are they like that. So maybe
yeah.
I am not a backward person in my thoughts or in my
Mm,
work, but
mm,
somewhere it affects that ways the people how they attract
yeah.
interact with me, and they have some perception in mind already, and I feel that somewhere is affecting my job, maybe because everyone wants someone who's highly presentable, because that's how they want people in corporate
Yeah,
mostly.
yeah,
So
yeah,
this makes me feel sometimes underconfident, but again I don't want to compromise with my modesty or displease almighty. So this is where I'm
yeah.
stuck.
So work one-on-one with me for Dress Your Best and you'll get all the information you want. I did put some recommendations earlier in which you could see the options which are for those smart kurtis and trousers. Those are some options, but if you want a detailed customized lookbook, please email me. My email address is mentioned on the screen. And thank you so much for your question
Also I'm
and being
at
with
the
us.
weight side, I'm I've chubby, so
Yeah.
those people again don't have good
I
options.
will give you tips because that's exactly what we do in that dressing as per your body type so that you feel confident in wherever you are. As a woman, we keep changing, right? Like what we may have been 10 years ago, we are not right now. Our bodies change, evolve, and we have to be acceptable and dress as per the body we are in today.
So
Yes.
we just take
Sure,
one more.
I'll get in touch with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. So we'll just take one last question, and it's from Kiran. Any particular tips for hair styling?
Okay, before I answer Kiran's question, I will just, for whichever participants are there right now, and you feel that your question is not answered or you want more information, please feel free to reach out to me on my social media pages. EtiTalk, LinkedIn, you can find me as Nuzhat Mirajkar, and my email is mentioned as well. So you can still drop in your queries to this email address, or you can even contact Asba. Please feel free to get your questions answered. I'm more than happy to answer all of those questions. So drop in the questions and the queries at the mentioned places. So yes, coming back to Kiran's question. Kiran's question was about hairstyling. Hairstyling is, first of all, you need to understand what is the basic things that you can do is, again, like how we mentioned about skincare, you can follow a hair care routine. So try and keep it as natural as possible. But sometimes people have frizzy hair, or with age also it changes. So for me also it has changed. Like I had very good hair in college, and then now 10 years, 20 years down the line, I feel it's become very frizzy or gray. So what you can do is use a good shampoo or hair mask, conditioner, keep them moisturized well or conditioned well. How we keep face moisturized, keep your hair conditioned well. If you feel that you still need help with styling, then there's Dyson. Dyson is a very expensive investment. It's almost for 40,000, but it's worth it if you feel that, you're at that level, or you're at a managerial level, or you're managing people and you want to be perfect, then invest in that. There are some cheaper options for like hairstyling, which is by Philips. You get it between 2,000 to 3,000, and it keeps, your hair. You can blow dry your hair, or you can straighten your hair with that, and keeps it with a neat look. Or there are some ways to like straighten your hair in the salon, but that's again something that I don't recommend, because then you have to do it every year as your hair grows. If you want hair styling options, there are a lot of videos on YouTube where you can check out, they will show different hairstyles. If you just type hairstyles on YouTube, you will see a whole lot of videos. So there's a lot that you can learn and do. Okay, so there's many ways of doing your hair, the kind of clips that you use, the kind of bows that you use. Earlier, when I was not wearing the hijab, I loved doing my hair. So I have tried and tested all of those things. So the more you do it, like plaiting, making braids, or, just tying a bun, there are 10 different ways to tie a bun also. So go on to Google, go on to YouTube and see how to do those and learn and keep doing it. I hope that answers your question, Kiran.